This is the plaintiff, David Johnson. He says the defendant, his neighbor, is a horrible person who lets her dog roam around on a long leash, and he now has property damage. The dog always urinates on his bushes, and one day while he was doing his business, the leash he was dragging behind him snagged a water pipe in his yard and broke it. Water started gushing out. He had to find the valve in the street to stop it, and a plumber charged him $249 to fix it. Since the rude defendant refuses to pay up, he's suing. This is the defendant, Denise. She says her dog and the plaintiff's dog were playing together, and yes, her leash broke his old, already cracked pipe. The plaintiff has asked her out at least 5 times. She's turned him down each time, and she thinks this lawsuit's nothing more than a spurned man and his hurt feelings. She's accused of a doggie disaster.
All parties, please use your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas. David Johnson, you are suing your neighbor Denise. You've asked us not to mention your last name for $249, a cost to fix a pipe that you say was broken as a result of her dog's actions. What happened?
Well, she comes down the street frequently to walk her dog past my place, and this particular day she come walking up. I stand in the driveway. My dog's in the grass. She goes right by me, and I said, "Where are you going?" She says, "My dog wants to check your backyard out." Oh, fine.
Wait, hold on. Are you by the street or are you by your house?
My garage, right, my garage door.
Okay. And then she does what?
She comes up my driveway.
She walks onto your property?
Yes, with her dog.
With her dog.
On one of these retractable dog leashes.
Right.
Walks past me. I says, "Where are you going?" She says, "My dog wants to check out your backyard." I said, "What?"
Wait, do you know each other?
Yes, we've communicated before, yes.
Okay.
She gets to the backyard, her dog starts going into my flower beds. And I'm saying, "Get that dog out of there."
Wait. So you realize how it sounds to the rest of us? That somebody walks up and says, "My dog wants to check out your backyard," and then the dog gets to like trollop on the flower beds, and you're not calling the police. It's kind of weird. So how well do you know each other?
You just communicated.
Meaning what? I need you to be more specific. How did you communicate?
I've never dated the lady.
Okay, so but she's a neighbor who you've known for how many years?
Never. Oh, months. She hasn't lived there that long.
Okay, and have you talked to each other each time that she walks by with her dog?
Yeah, and it's always an issue with her dog.
Okay, and your dog is out front and not on a leash?
Right.
Why not?
Because my dog is under my control. You can ask anybody. I have statements here. My dog never leaves my yard. My dog's trained. She never leaves my yard.
So the leash law doesn't apply to you?
Oh, it does. It says, wait a minute. It says leash, unleash, or under your control. My dog's under my control.
Until the moment when the dog isn't, because everybody thinks their dog is under their control.
Well, okay.
So now let me hear from you. What happens? You're walking by there with your dog. Your dog's on a retractable leash, which I don't get, because the whole idea behind a leash is that they not have leeway, but go ahead.
Well, I don't recall it quite the same way as he does. I walk my dog on a daily basis and have often stopped and talked with him, and we just chit-chat. We were standing in his driveway, and my dog was on a leash. His was not.
Did you go back into the flower beds in his backyard and all that stuff like he said?
No.
Okay.
I have been in the back of his house on other occasions.
What for?
It was asking me about his plants.
Okay.
And,
but according to you, on this occasion, everything happens in the front.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it that happens?
Well, his dog, very sweet dog, she likes to play. And so she started playing with my dog. And she's not on a leash. Mine is on a leash.
Are you on his property, like he says?
In his driveway.
Okay, and then what?
She starts chasing my dog. He starts running. The leash wraps around the pipe. And all of a sudden, the pipe just snaps.
The pipe is in the front of the house?
Yes.
Okay, how does the pipe snap? You describe it.
Plastic, it's a check valve, comes out of the ground, street side. There's a picture of it there. It's made out of plastic. It's something required in Florida, which I can't really understand. The dog ran out there, somehow wrapped around the pipe.
No, but what was the dog doing?
Chasing my dog.
And what was your dog doing just before that?
Laying there watching us. And her dog,
so why did her dog want to chase was your dog playing?
my dog loves to play. All dogs like to play. If I suggested, why don't you take your dog off the leash and let him play? She says, I can't. He'll run away. I said, okay, then that limits that. So all of a sudden, he decided to chase my dog. So my dog darts off. Her dog went around that pipe. Plastic breaks.
Right.
And the leash, she must have lost grip on the leash because it was there too.
You think she should pay for all of it?
Yes.
And you think you should pay for half of it because his dog was out there unleashed playing, which is what caused your dog to chase his dog because they have been playing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If she'd have had her dog on a tight leash like I asked her to, it would never have happened.
When did you ask her to have her dog on a tight leash?
Like she said, well, first of all, she did the dog go in the grass, and I kept telling her to pull it out. Finally, I told her to come back to the driveway and put on a tight leash. Goes into my garage, I get the dog back, I says, tight leash this dog. Boom, that's when it happened. It was not on a tight leash.
Did that happen?
Not to my recollection.
What do you think is going on here?
I think he's mad at me, and
What
this
for?
is a way to get back at me.
For what?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, is it illegal for the owner of a dog to let the dog urinate on somebody's flower bed? What do you think?
No,
Why?
because it's a dog. It's just gonna pee.
Okay, that's a true statement. What do you say?
No,
Why?
because can I control the urination of my dog?
Well, no, but you could control where the dog urinates.
No, it's not illegal.
Why?
I feel like dogs can pee wherever they want. You know, it's not gonna hurt the
You
flower.
think?
It's not gonna hurt the flower bed.
Well, at the very least, it's a pisser going inside the courtroom.
He asked me out on several occasions, and after the 5th time, I finally said, look, I don't date people in the neighborhood. I don't want a Peyton place. And he's like, I don't care what people say. I said, well, I happen to care.
That would be like saying for you young'uns, that was a soap opera that was on TV, kind of. And so it's like saying, I don't want drama. Go ahead.
So I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
I have video and pictures of his dog on several occasions, not on the leash. I have video showing how his dog approached my dog on another occasion, not on that particular day.
You're walking your dog.
Yes, ma'am. And I actually, on that particular day, took him over into the street so that they wouldn't encounter each other.
Where are you? How are you controlling your dog there? Your dog just went into the street. I mean, basically, what you think is the leash law doesn't apply to you because you control your dog, except for where are you when this video's taken and your dog is in the middle of the street?
I was in the garage at the time.
And you just don't care?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't see this
The thing
happen.
is, your dog is a nice dog, and so you don't worry that your dog's going to bite anybody. But, you know, that's not the only thing that the law encompasses, because we can't leave it up to each individual person to decide whether their dog is nice in their estimation, you see? So that's why the dog is supposed to be under your control law. The dogs are playing, that's a risk that you assumed when you're both standing there, the dog's on a leash, and you're letting your dog run loose in your yard. Why isn't the fair thing that you split the cost? That sounds eminently fair to me.
Because, if I may intervene, ma'am, if it were me and my dog did that, I'd have probably gave her a check signed and said, here, I feel responsible for what my dog does.
The point is, they're dogs. The dog doesn't know it ripped a pipe.
That's why the leash is on there.
What the law requires is that the humans act like humans. See, we require you folks to not create a situation where something like this can happen. This was what we call, what's the word I'm looking for? An accident, okay? I don't care what you would do. I care what the law requires me to do. And what she thinks is fair happens to be exactly what I think is fair, which is that she pay half. Did you ask her out, or was she making all that stuff up?
Yeah, I made a mistake asking her out until I found
5
out her
times?
personality.
You don't take no for an answer, huh? $124.50, verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Well, the plaintiff does prevail, but he only gets half of what he's seeking, so you're splitting the cost. You think
Yes.
that's fair? You okay with that?
Absolutely. That's what I offered him the day that it happened.
It could have saved you a trip to court if he'd have accepted that.
Yes.
Let me ask you, you're still there. You still walk your dogs by his house, right?
Yes, but
Or are you going to go
usually-
in a different direction now?
No, I cross the street because his dog is always off leash,
Yeah.
and I don't want another incident.
Do you think this court case will help change that matter? That he'll keep his dog on a leash or
No.
not? Don't think so?
No.
And do you think he may ask you out again anytime soon?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you had this problem. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, Mr. Johnson, the judge agrees with her. You should have split the cost. What are you thinking right now?
Well, I still think that everybody's accountable for their dogs. She had it on a leash. She should have controlled it, but she didn't.
Well, she was playing with your dog, and your dog wasn't on a leash.
Right.
After hearing what the judge said, are you going to put your dog on a leash? No. No? Not at all?
No. Everybody comes by just to see my dog, and she never leaves my yard. Now, it was kind of cute how she said it.
I saw a video of her off the yard.
I saw her. That was kind of slick, wasn't it?
What'd you think?
She come across the street so she could bring the dog out from my place.
Well,
that was a
your
slick
dog
move.
left your yard.
Yeah.
So your dog's not as good as you think he is.
Well,
or
she still is. She still is.
Oh, she's a good dog, but
Yep.
she did go out in the street. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't guess you'll be asking her out again anytime soon, will you?
You don't bet on it.
Don't think so.
No.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay.
bet.
Okay. Harvey, what you think?
Okay, Doug, this is called comparative negligence. In this case, it was 50-50 where you divide fault. But it doesn't have to be 50-50. It could really be any configuration if the judge determines it's right. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.